Yo guys, as a thank you for supporting this channel and joining the new Discord, which is the fastest growing in the music production space, I wanted to build an analog lab for you guys for free. It has 50 presets and I'm making this video to show you guys what it sounds like. So some of the best presets here are the pads, or the keys in this case. So we're gonna play. This is like pure PlayStation nostalgia unlocked. We're gonna be making beats and melodies with this pack. Crazy. Now, if you're not on our email list, you want to make sure you go to busyworksbeats.com/black-bonus. I'll leave a link below so it's easier to find. But that's how you gain access to this. Crazy. So let's start at the top. You know, again, these sounds are built for trap purposes. So again, in the next video, we'll make beats. But in this video, I just want to show you guys the sounds. So we have that bitey Bay Area. So if you want to go for that like Benny X sound. Okay, really simple. And I tried to use the plugins that you guys most likely have. I didn't use a lot of the newer synths from Analog Lab. Here's more of like a Yay kind of easy bass. All right, then we have this one. Travis Scott, Mike Dean. This one's more of a lighter bass in case you need more just lighter weight. Probably use that one for a West Coast vibe. This one's clearly Rage. Here's a slightly different version of it. It has a little bit of a bite at the end if you guys listen to it. When it releases, there's that dunk. You could even use this as a guitar mute. All right, so that's how I use that one. This one again is more lighter weight, but let me turn this up a little bit so you guys can hear. I would use that one on slower stuff. This one's a very bright bass. I would use that only if the kick is super thumpy and it just needs a supportive element. So this one can be used as a bass or piano. So I kind of built this to be, hear that ring, that ding. So this is built with one of my favorite synths of all time. I have a real DX7 behind me, but DX7 just has a really unique approach, and it changed the way I even sound design, which is to really appreciate mono and just harmonics in general. All right, so stuff like that. Then you got the bells. Now these are called bells, but I've stretched them. This one I would go for more of like just a dark pad. Usually minor chords here. Just more kind of somber type sound there. Give it the Kanye type. Let's do. So you would, in this case, I would usually play like that Kanye era around Graduation. And what was the next one? 808s and Heartbreak. Like flashing lights, that type of stuff. try a darker octave. Okay, just to get that full type of sound, just like that. Here we have, this is again more of a West Coast. I would really use this in context of a West Coast beat. Also, when you guys are playing these, try different velocities. Don't just slam on the keys, because this one has a nice, when you play softer, it has a longer release. So I think I built this to basically a lower velocity. Changes the release time. Pretty sure that's what I did here, or the filter, one of the two. All right, boom. Now this is probably best either spread across in octaves like this, or just played in the middle area to where it's like low frequencies for like house beats. Around that octave right there. Now here, I have chords built into the actual plugin, so you don't need to know chords. You can just play one note. These are really unique chords in my unique voicing, so you could just play one key. This is a good turnaround chord, so this is great for like house producers who just want that little accent of a brass. You could add this at the end of your like boom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom, like that. Just a little touch. Okay, that's what the altered chord is for. Minor ninth, you could play this more melodically, I'll say, but that's not the word I'm looking for. All right, so this is one note there. Now this one, again, we can kind of do the same thing. Going for that Eminem type sound. Now you get that 50 Cent sound. Man, I love the DX7. It's a great synth. Here's another E-piano. Now these aren't meant to be this loud, so let me turn the sounds back down. And reset, boom. So again, this comes with 50 presets. I tried to give you guys a nice wide, array of sounds here. Sounds you would actually use, not just random sounds. So that one's a little bitey. Okay, these are just variations. And again, I recommend you guys start learning how to use pitch wheels with your chords, so you could do cool stuff like this. And add that like West Coast vibe to it. Let's do, that's a good one. Be a good little West Coast E-piano. This one's more of a talkative piano, so again, in context, I would use this more as a what we call expression layer. So I would do stuff like this. Sounds kind of like a talk box. All right, so that using that pitch wheel. All right, so let's keep going through these presets. Again, this video is just about presets. In the next videos, we'll make beats with this. Because you figure when you're making beats, you're not going through every preset. So I want to give this video. Now this one, I would definitely spread the voicing. I would not cram it into one big chord. I mean, you could do whatever you guys want, but I'm saying I'm spreading the octaves here, and it gives you more of a Travis Scott sound. We could do the same thing here. Now this one's very, very fast, so we're not catching the tone. It's more of a impact sound. So this one I definitely play faster, okay, because you're not really catching the chord tone. All right. Now here's where, again, we have that one note chord where you could just play one note. This one's usually meant for, let me see, if I play soft, I don't think we have a velocity control on this one, but just tension. Infinite tension here. All right, let's go to the next one. This one I'd be really simple with triads because that reverb adds a lot of noise in the background. Oh, this one's super thick. All right, so this one, again, Mike Dean style. Every time I just off that, I hear a melody just like that. I'm gonna turn it down though, it's a little loud. So it'd be like this. Every time I ride, every time West side, got it back in it, but every time I ride, every time it's all bad. We all want. Okay, I didn't have the rest done, but man, that was an inspiring sound. Definitely gives me that that 808s and I keep saying 808s and mermaids, 808s and heartbreak album vibe there. For those who know what 808s and mermaids is, that's funny. Okay, so here's another heavy patch here. Same vibe. This one has a little bit of a difference though. All right, so I would do the same exact thing on that one. That's how I would play that one. So notice how each sound we're playing, like my brain comes up with a different melody based off the sound itself. This one, a little more of a texture than a tonal pad. Let me turn it up a little bit. It's a little quiet though. Let me crank this up. So again, more of a, like a texture. I wouldn't use this as like the main sound here. It's like a storytelling pad. Now this is one of my favorite ones. It just has that classic PlayStation type of vibe. All you got to do is play a ninth chord and that thing sounds crazy. That is definitely my favorite patch out of all the banks I've created. And I'm giving it to you guys for free. If you go to busyworksbeats.com/black-bonus, you guys will get this sent to your email. So, I mean, that one's subtle difference. Now, I also tried some multi-keys approach. I don't normally go for multi-keys. I found a new way, however, as I was sound designing, to use multi-keys, but I try to stay away from multi-keys because it's so random sometimes it doesn't sound musical. But I found a way to make this stuff sound a little more musical. And in my newer stuff, I found an even cooler way. So in this case, you would play, I like to play big chords so that everything has its time to shine. See how it's not like a cohesive chord, but it's like you feel it's a chord, but it's not a cohesive chord. So, you know, there's some value to multi-keys. So that's why I called it random, because it just sounds a little random, even though I'm playing cohesive chords there. Now this one's a little more cohesive. All right, so that's the vibe there. So again, it feels very random. I try to stay away from multi keys. I'm not blasting or hating them. I'm just they have their purpose. This one I would definitely use as an expression layer. I wouldn't do it as a main layer. It's too much for the ear to keep up with. So yeah, it gets a little crazy. Now let's try classic 2-5-1. That's more cohesive again because of the sounds we chose. And now back to normal sounds. All right, so you guys get the gist there. Let's do a different. I can hear this in Travis Scott and I can hear it in R&B. So that one has a nice crossover. That's why I usually put the most utilized sounds in the keys category, because you could use these for a lot of genres. That one I got lost in creating. I would like it entranced me. That's a very entrancing sound right there. Same deal there. Again, this is all about that release. I definitely play these very truncated for more rhythmic. We're definitely going to use that on like a G unit style thing. And now here we're going to play some chords. So this is an arpeggiated synth pad. Turn this up a little bit. So this sounds best, in my opinion, with 6-note chords or more. Oh, this one's girthy. Talk about a girthy brass. Woo. so it definitely gives you that creepy vibe. Again, that would be more of a backing chord. All right, so I would definitely do Tyler the Creator on that one. This is more like Neptune's. Now, for this one, I'd probably go in and take out the reverb for this specific approach to it. So where's the... it's been a minute since I added these effects. Let's turn that off. So let's do... I'll play that like the Neptunes. You can even go to where it says edit preset and you can add in other effects you guys want. So for that like Neptunes vibe. All right. So these are all just different variations of that. All right, and lastly, just a random sound texture. Nothing crazy, just for background type of vibes. So to get this pack completely for free, just go to busyworksbeats.com/black-bonus. I'll leave a link below. And I want to thank you guys for watching. It's a game from busyworksbeats.com. Peace out, guys.